Hi everybody, Ed Berger from the TackleDirect Pro Staff. Epirb or PLB? PLB or Epirb? Do you know the difference? Do you know the answer? Stay with us. We've got Chris Renna here, the manager of our electronics department. He's going to tell you all about it. Hi everybody, welcome back. You know, you start talking about offshore equipment that really is important to saving your life.
Correct.
And it really boils down to what's on this table, Chris.
That's right.
I guess the conversation that people always have is, you know, do I need an Epirb? Can I get away with a PLB? What's the difference? Let's talk about it a little bit.
Sure. Well, obviously, these are your last means of any kind of rescue. They're designed specifically for search and rescue. The difference is that the PLB is assigned to the person. So you would go to NOAA online, register this. This would be registered with your personal information. And when search and rescue is notified, they'll know exactly who they're coming for. It makes things quicker and obviously better for you. And then the Epirb is generally registered to the vessel so that they know exactly what type of vessel they're looking for that's in distress. And basically, that's about it. These actually can be used on land, which is a really cool function. These are basically for the water.
All right, so now PLB, which is a personal locator beacon.
Correct.
You know, is what it stands for. I mean, at this point, at this stage of the game, the PLB has got to be activated by an individual.
That's correct.
In other words, you carry this on you. It's really convenient, and I spend a lot of time on other people's boats, and I always like to have my own safety net that I create.
Sure.
So I bring my PLB with me. It goes in my ditch bag. It stays in my pocket. But if, heaven forbid, I have to go over the side, this has got to come with me.
That's right.
I need to open up the antenna. I need to section, and I need to hit the two buttons together. So it's going to activate the. And what's the 406 megahertz?
406 megahertz is sending off a blast to the satellites. It's letting them know that this is who I am. Satellites are going to take that information, send that down to some ground stations. Ground stations will get you organized for search and rescue to come get you.
Right, and that's got GPS in it, so it's telling him exactly.
Correct.
But I mean, now the problem with this is if something happens to me and I can't activate it, it doesn't do you any good at all.
That's right. That is a major difference also between these two. This one will activate when it hits the water once it's out of the bracket. So it would be mounted on the boat in a place where you can get to it. You would take it out of the bracket. Once you throw this in the water, there's a couple sensors here on these two screws that are going to activate this automatically. It floats. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, it can also be activated manually.
Correct. Right. You would have to pull this back all the way, and it would automatically, by that way, manually, activate. So,
and both on 406. So I mean,
correct.
They're both going to the same place.
That's right.
It's just a matter of how it's activated to get the signal out. And this usually would be mounted on the side of a center console.
Absolutely.
Or someplace with easy access to the captain or somebody where everybody knew where it was.
That is correct.
All right, so this one you have to actually activate yourself.
That's
this
right.
one you can activate yourself, or you can pull it out of the bracket, and then it can be activated in the water. Now there's one more phase that we can talk about, and this is the hydrostatic release.
That's correct. That's a Category 2 Epirb. This gets mounted on the boat, and this will actually activate and release on its own under the conditions that you can't get to it. The important thing to do is not mount this thing in a fly bridge where it's going to get caught or trapped and won't reach the surface for the satellite signal to find it. You want to put it on a hard top. You want to put it outside somewhere where it's going to actually find water and not be trapped inside. But it's basically the same machine. It can still be taken out manually if you had to, still manually activated.
But basically, I mean, once this thing is underwater, the casing is water sensitive. It will pop, you know, it will self-activate once again because the water will make contact with the electrodes that are there and it'll activate it. And again, it'll send out the rescue signal with a GPS signal to the upper satellites so the search and rescue can get you.
That's right.
So basically, you've got a Category 2, which you don't have to do anything with except submerge.
That's right.
And then you've got Category 1s where you actually have to activate them yourself.
That's correct.
Right. So that's the decision that you have to make. if you're the captain on a vessel and you have to make up your mind just exactly what direction you're going to go in, the real smart thing to do is to have them both. It's to have a hydrostatic release and also have a personal locator beacon, because that way they not only can find your vessel, but they can find you as well. And the PLB, the true beauty of it is that it's definitely just as safe as using one of the larger Epirb units, but you can take it with you on somebody else's.
That's correct.
Great. Chris, thank you very much for all the information.
Thank you.
If you have any questions at all about Epirbs, PLBs, or any marine electronics, you can talk to Chris Renna right here. Just call the number that's on the screen. Of course, you can shop TackleDirect at TackleDirect.com 24/7, or if you happen to be up in the Northeast, stop by our beautiful showroom. We're in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, just a couple minutes off the Parkway. Epirbs, PLBs, hydrostatic releases, and a full line of marine electronics right here at TackleDirect. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.